everybody, welcome back to Heidi's Garage. We are still working on the Sandrail right now. We've run into some issues. We cannot get it to run on all 4 cylinders. I'm not sure why. I was talking to my grandpa about it, and we decided it might be a carburetor issue. So the one that's on it right now is a Weber IDF 40, or 40 IDF, whichever way you want to say it. And it doesn't seem like it's able to get fuel at idle, so I don't know if I have a fast enough velocity on the air coming in or whatnot. We checked the compression, it's 120, just over 120 across the whole board, so it seems like it's fine on that. That's what we were thinking about originally, it was a compression issue. So we are going to try a stock carb on it. So we got this from the collection. It's a Solix 34P3. It's got the electronic choke on it, which is not going to be working for us because we don't have the stuff to run the electronic choke. But that's fine. We just want to see if we can get it to run on all 4 cylinders. We also have our intake here that we're going to clean up. So we're going to go through, we're going to clean up this carb because it's full of dirt and rust and everything else. And make sure we're not leaking any fuel. And we're going to go throw it on the engine and see if it can run on all 4 cylinders. So right now, it's only running on one bank of cylinders. It's only running on cylinders 3 and 4. Which is really weird because it's on one side of the engine. We can't get the other side to hit. Once in a while we can get the other ones. We have spark. And it seems like we're having hit and miss fuel, especially on one of the cylinders. So that's why we want to try this and see if it works. I have a few different coils here that we'll also try, but it doesn't seem to be a spark issue because we have spark constantly. Unless we're getting weak spark and it's not firing under compression, but I kind of doubt that because we can switch the wires around and they all spark no matter what. So we're really thinking it's a carburetor issue. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to swap the carburetor out on this thing and see what happens. I've heard horror stories about the IDF, so we're just going to go back to the stock and see what happens. So we're going to get this apart, we're going to clean it up, and we're going to see what happens. Alright, so we got some of this cleaned up, at least on the outside. And this definitely seems like she's seen a few days. I don't think the seal will be able to seal anything anymore. Alright, so we got our carb just cleaned out generally. I gotta find some nuts for this. Not sure what they are. Let's see what we got in these trays. We'll find some nuts for it to mount it. And then I don't have a gasket for it, so we'll probably just use a little anaerobic on it to seal it the way around. And then I gotta seal some of these vacuum ports This one and this one looks like that's it. Yeah. Because we don't want the vacuum ports to work because we don't have anything to vacuum on. We're gonna do it cheater way. We're just put some tape around it. Definitely trickier than I thought getting this sucker out of here. Alright, so we got the new old carburetor in here. Looks like it's working. Gonna have to figure out how to keep the choke open, but we are gonna give this thing a start and see what happens. I'll put my earmuffs on because it's loud and pump some fuel in it. Turn the fuel on. Stinking thing. Well, it seems to be doing basically the same thing. These sides aren't hot, and the other side's the only one that's running. So it's only these sides over here that are actually hitting. I have different caps, different wires, different plugs, tried a whole bunch of different things. So it's still doing it with this. I'm gonna try to tune this carb a little bit and see if I can get it to be a little bit better. So changing the carb over the stock single barrel didn't seem to help anything. I think what we're gonna do now is I have a bunch of gaskets and stuff. We're just gonna go ahead and take this head off. I think there's something wrong in the head. I'm not sure what it is. Something valving. Maybe there's a ring that's bad. I don't think we're getting enough vacuum on this to pull fuel into these cylinders on this side, especially this one, this front cylinder. So we're gonna pull this head off. I haven't pulled one of these off before. Looks pretty simple. I pulled Subaru heads off, so we're just gonna pull plugs, exhaust, intake, and tin, and then we should be able to pull our valve cover off and pull the head studs. And we'll see what we get. We're gonna leave it in the vehicle because I don't feel like taking it all the way out. And we have plenty of room to work here, so I'm not too worried about that. I have a bunch of manuals, so we'll know what to torque it to. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna start pulling stuff off. Guessing that, see what we got. Might be pulling both sides off, cleaning them up, putting them back on. But let's get to that. So yeah, first thing, exhaust, plugs, intake, runners, and hopefully we'll see our issue. That's interesting. It has a ton of fuel in it. Dripped all over me. Or oil, maybe. Almost looks like oil. Since it's still suspended. Yeah, I think this side's got some issues. I think we have some issues on this side. We'll put the washers and nuts back on. Here. think 4 bolts in the valve cover. I'm not for sure though, don't quote me on that yet until we get this off. Lay out some towels. Yes, screwdriver. Yeah, no, I would. Great then. Apparently I just drained it off. You know, I'm pretty good at this. Might be right. Look what we got going on. Definitely look a little bit interesting. This bottom one's been washed. You can't really see in the camera, but it's pretty clean. It's got some weird patches in here. Yeah. I'm gonna measure these and see what they actually end up being. Definitely look a little bit odd. Head doesn't look too terrible. That's what it looks like. So, yeah, we're gonna clean everything up, probably reset the valves in there. So it'll be next. Alright, since the other side was so bad, the cylinders and stuff, we were going to go ahead and take apart this side. This side was fine right now, so I'm curious to see what this is going to look like. We're going to do the same procedure and take the exhaust off, take the intake off, spark plugs, valve cover, tin, everything like that, and we're going to pop that head off, inspect it and see what we got going on. Right now I'm already planning, we're going to have to do a full rebuild on it, so we're going to do new jugs, the cylinders, so we're going to get that kit, we're going to need pistons, rings, we're going to fix the valve train, lap everything in, get everything seated nice, clean everything up. There's a lot of carbon on it, like the other one had a lot of ring wash, so we're going to just get everything cleaned up, put her back together with the new parts. We should be able to get a lot more horsepower out of it. We're figuring that was running literally on half the horsepower it could have been. So that's what the plan is. We're going to start taking this apart just like last time. Super simple. Start taking parts off. So let's get at it and see what we can do here. These are super straightforward, easy, simple engines to work on again. 15, rubber wrench. These things are not tight either. Like literally not even tight. That might be one of the issues. Let's see this one. A little bit tighter. One that's finally tight. also look better on this side. Yeah, much better. These look a lot of scoring. But it actually don't look like that as the other side. Definitely I'll have some ring wash on it. As you can kind of see in here, you can see that discoloration on the piston there. You can see where it's kind of getting washed all the way around it from oil. You can see the scoring on that one. And the same thing. So it needs a rebuild, especially the other side. The other side is the worst. We got some real weird hot spots too, especially on this piston here. Must be a valve leaking or something. Somebody can correct me in the comments. This side, not really. It just has a bunch of carbon buildup. So yeah, it definitely needs a rebuild. And again, here's our head. Here's our head. Definitely needs it. Definitely have some interesting stuff going on. So it just needs an overhaul. I mean, who knows when this thing was into last. Everything leaks. So we are gonna do that. We're gonna get some new cylinders and stuff. Get this thing put back together.